Proverbs 28, verse 4. Proverbs 28, verse 4. All right? Because these laws is very important. The law is everything in the Bible.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked.
Whoa, hold up. Ooh. Hold up. Read that again, Hebrew.
They that forsake the law praise the wicked.
So if the law is done away with, like the Christian church says, they praising the adversary, King. That's what they doing. Read it one more time.
That's deep.
They that forsake the law praise the wicked.
Let me jump up to 29. Verse 28, verse 9. Proverbs 28, verse 9.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
If you turn away your ear from hearing the law, like the pastor say, the law is done away, but just keep the 10 commandments. He that turned his ear away from the law,
even his prayer shall be abomination.
His prayer shall be an abomination. Read that again from the top, one more time.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
Even his prayer shall be an abomination. In the book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse 13. Do you know what an abomination is, according to God? We're going to find out, all right? You're going to get this clear understanding. You see this hitting? Listen here, King. When a true servant of God hear this word, it's kind of hard to leave it now, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? Because it's so good right now. Hey, hear this? That's in the Bible. You see, you start to think. Read what you got. Let's see what an abomination is. Let's see, do God like abominations, or let's see how he feel about abomination.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse 13.
And bring that
the
out.
Lord hateth all abomination.
Read that again from the top, Hebrew.
The Lord hateth all abominations.
God hates an abomination. Abomination is worse than a sin. He forgives you for your sins. You sin, you can be forgiven. You can be forgiven for abominations, but it's a little harder. You're going to have to work for that thing. Read that one more time, Hebrew.
The Lord hateth all abominations.
Now give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 44, verse 4. Jeremiah 44, verse 4. God hates all abominations. Not some of them, all abominations. Right? And we're going to read some abominable things that's in the Bible. Okay? Because a lot of our people are doing abominable things, doing things that God hates. And we really saying that we could get the kingdom. Open out. Okay. All right. Jeremiah 44 and 4.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 44, verse 4. Howbeit, I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
Do not this abominable thing that I hate. You see that? So we just read that God hates all abominations. He's telling his servants to wake up early and do none of these abominable things that I hate. Okay? Give me the book of, one more, we need to get one more. Proverbs 6:16. Proverbs 6:16, then we're going to show you some abominations so you never do them. So you can't, so you know what I'm saying? Because you commit abominations, it's harder to get the kingdom. Read what you got.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things do the Lord hate. Ye 7 are an abomination unto him.
These 6 things do the Lord hate. 7 are an abomination to the Lord. So he's telling you that he hates abominations. So we went through 3 scriptures, 3 precepts to prove that to you. You see that? Because the Bible, precept must be read upon precept. It's all right if you want to read the Bible from front to back or from back to front, but you're going to get a little understanding with that. You see what I'm saying? But you read a precept upon precept, you get clear understanding. That's what the Bible said how to read it. All right? Read that again. No, that's it on that. Let's get some abominations. Give me Deuteronomy 22 and 5. We're going to bring out some abominations so you know not to do these things.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither should a man put on a woman's garment. So the woman, like when you go into the bathrooms, you say you going in Subway. They got a door sign with the dress on it and a door sign with the pants on it to let you know who's belong to who. A woman is not to wear pants. Because if a woman going Subway, she ain't going to go to the rush room with the pants on it, right? She's going to go with the one with the skirt on it. So that's what the Bible is saying. God don't deal with cross-dressing. You see that? This Bible, I said earlier, is going to make or break you. Read that again from the top.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord their God.
So if women wear it, and I filled up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this ain't my words, King. This is literally in the Bible that's up in the church. The pastors, they teach from it, they read from it, but they only read certain scriptures. They know which ones to bring out and which ones not to bring out. That's why they say God love everybody. Meanwhile, God said he's coming to destroy multiple races for putting their hands on the children of Israel. They would never teach it. They would never teach the book of Obadiah, not alone read it in the church, because it talks about wiping the race extinct. So how can they read about Obadiah wiping the whole race of people extinct when they say God love everybody? That's a contradiction. So they can't touch that book. You see that? Let's get some more abominations. Give me the book of Exodus 11:7, Hebrew. Exodus 11:7. So you can't wear what pertaineth to a woman, no dress, no cross-dressing, none of that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. And it reads, But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move.
Exodus 11:7?
Yeah, 11:7. Oh, Exodus 11:7, yeah.
Okay, give me Exodus, stay right there, 20, verse 13.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill. 2013, that's 2013. Thou shalt not kill.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Like Leviticus 20 and 13. I don't know what's going on. Leviticus 20 and verse 13, Hebrew.
It's the book of Leviticus.
That's what I want.
Chapter 20, verse 13.
Bring it out.
If a man also lie with a mankind,
If man lay down with mankind,
as he lieth with a woman,
as he do with a woman,
both of them have committed an abomination.
both of them have committed a domination.
They shall surely be put to death.
They should what?
Be
They
put
should
to
surely
death.
be put
They
to
should
death.
surely be put to death. Right? So man on man, woman on woman, it's an abomination. That's something God hates. Because he made man, male and female. He ain't make female to be with female. He ain't make man to be with man. That's disgusting. Right? Now give me the book of Leviticus, chapter 7, verse 11.
It's the book of
No,
Leviticus.
11 and 7. Too.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Bring it out.
And the swine.
And the what? The swine?
And
You know
the-
what swine is? Swine is pork. That's your pig. Oink, oink, oink. That's some baby back ribs with that barbecue sauce. You know what I'm saying? That's that pork. That's them pork chops. Whether they fried or smothered. You know what I'm saying? Read.
Though he divided the
Bring
hoof.
it out.
It's all right. Because guess what? When you don't know, you came into the truth, so now you can know. So once you do know, then you got to stop doing it. You see what I'm saying? So if you did anything that we brought out, if you didn't know, you came into the truth, now you got to stop all the things that you have done. All right? That's what true repentance is. And we're going to get that for you in a minute. Go ahead. From the
Though,
top.
and the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
The pork, pig, that bacon is unclean to us. That's what we get gout, high blood pressure, all these things that goes on with our body because we putting stuff in there that don't belong. Read.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
What the Bible say?
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
We can't eat pig.
And their carcass shall ye not touch.
God don't even want us touching it. He don't even want us touching pig. Read.
They are unclean to you.
They are unclean to us. Read.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters.
Now you got the rivers, the lakes, your ocean. God is telling us. We're going into the dietary law. What and what not to eat. What and what not to put in your vessel. Because that vessel, it ain't yours. You written it. You borrowing it. That's God's. So if God is telling us with his instruction, with his voice, with his word, what and what not to do to his vessel so it gets to stay clean, so when he sends his son back, we go with him. Read.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So we will only eat fish with fins and scales. No crab, shrimp, lobsters, no mussels.
No catfish.
No catfish.
You can eat tuna. It has fins and scales. You can eat
Right.
perch, salmon.
You know, it's a lot that you eat that fish that got fins and scales. It's a lot. So don't get discouraged like, oh, I can't eat now. You know, I like that fried up. But yeah, we can eat. It's a lot of fish that we could eat. But we can't eat the shrimp, crabs, shark, right? Octopus, alligator. We can't eat none of that.
Shrimp. I be working with that food.
Okay, you can work with it, just don't eat it. Right?
Yeah, because you can touch that though, but you can't touch the fork. Can't work
Right.
with the fork.
He ain't say don't touch it, but so you can work with it, but just don't eat it. Right? But if you work with pork, you can't touch that, so you ain't allowed. Don't try to be slick about it and throw some gloves on. Like, I ain't touching it, I got gloves on. Don't even do that, because that's tempting the Lord. Right? So we just stay away from pork all you can. Now, we can eat only fish out of the water. Go ahead, read, continue.
Verse 10, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, all of them that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you.
They should be what?
An abomination to you.
That's why we can't eat it, because that's something God hates. If you got a car and your car take unleaded, right? Because you got the manual that's it's in the glove department to come with the car. And it tells you what gas to put in it. So if the car says put unleaded and you go put some diesel in it, you like, man, I want diesel in mine. It's going to mess the car up, right? That's what pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, and all that do to us. It messes up our vessel, and it take that spirit, our spirituality power from us, so when the Messiah comes, we can't ascend. Because the sins hold and the abominations holding you down, right? So that's why we can't do none of these things. All right, so that's an abomination. So all that pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, we can't do it. All right? So give me the book of Matthew chapter 10, verse 36.
Matthew 10, verse 36.
Because it'd be kind of affliction in the household. You live with your parents? Okay, all praises. All praises.
Where you living at now? Huh? Yeah. You ain't never go back yet.
Not at length.
Okay. Now you really need this knowledge. Because God's going to help you out no matter what situation you're in. You start following his laws, statutes, and commandments, like I said earlier, you're going to be all right. You best believe that. God who created heaven and earth, he got servants down there and they just struggling. They doing all he asked for and they struggling. No, God don't work like that. You're going to be able to ask for it. Remember, you're going to have to, but you got to be careful what you ask for. Don't ask for too much. Don't be greedy. Don't be all that. Give me a big old mansion. I want a big house. I want a Mercedes and a BMW outside. You know what I'm saying? No, we not to do all that. Just ask for stuff that you need. All right? And let me ask you this. Do you know what color Christ is? Let's drop that, please. You want to know what I want? Revelation 14:1. What up, please? 114. 114.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 14.
Now we're going to read about color in the Bible, because you didn't know. So we're going to read that about you, okay? Not just about Christ, but we're going to read what color a lot of the prophets are that's in the book, okay? Because obviously our pastors ain't teaching us these things. A lot of these things that we bringing out, you haven't heard. Go ahead, King.
His head and his ears were white like wool.
Now this is the depiction of Christ, the Messiah. Go ahead.
His head and his ears were white like wool.
You look like you got woolly hair sitting up on top of that, my man. He said Christ's head, the hair on his head is white like wool. You know, when you see an older person, the hair, it becomes gray first, but it starts getting whiter and whiter. Right? Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire. You might as well go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. Let's see why his eyes was as a flame of fire.
Genesis. Exodus
But I
20,
thought, oh, yeah, start the king. I'm glad you with me. Oh, Exodus 20 is really calm. Genesis 49, what I want?
49 and 3.
Oh.
No.
Lord have mercy.
His eyes, it's 48, ain't it?
49:12.
48? 49, 12.
Lord have mercy, cuz.
This the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 12.
Bring it out.
His eyes shall be red with wine.
Why should his eyes be red with?
With wine.
His eyes shall be red with wine. Yes, we are allowed to drink. We're just not allowed to get drunk. Because when you get sloppy drunk and all that, now you open yourself up to evil spirits, right? Okay, good. Be good. Okay, because the liquor store, as you ever noticed, the liquor store, what is it called? Wine and spirits. You don't know nothing about that because you don't drink. Okay, that's cool. Go ahead. So his eyes was red with wine because he drunk wine in moderation. Anybody who drinks, whether it's beer, alcohol, whether it's beer, right, liquor, wine, it makes the whites of your eyes red. That's why he said his eyes shall be red with fire. Go ahead. Start from the top.
His head and his ears were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace.
What color is fine brass? Brass.
Brass like a penny. It's like brown. Different shades of brown. It would be red.
It's like brown, right? Yeah, but if we're gonna see how dark it was, his color, his feet. He looked at the Messiah's feet. This is John the Revelator giving a depiction of Christ. When John looked down at, because you know they had sandals on back there. So John looked at his feet. The top of your feet is the same color as the rest of your body. Is that correct? Right. So he looked at Christ's feet, Yahushua's feet, and what color was it?
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace.
You burn anything. You burn a piece of white piece of paper, what color is it gonna get? Black. What about toast? We are known for burning toast. Well, it gets black, right? Everything you burn turns black. So Christ was so dark, this guy said, like his cat burnt in the furnace. I don't know if you can joke with people, you know what I'm saying? But I grew up, we had a lot of black people in our family, so people like, yo, you look like you got overcooked in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Just to make people laugh at you because they so dark. That's all it is, King. So Christ is a dark-skinned man, right?
That's right.
Job 30:30. Let's see what color the prophet Job was, because color is important. You ain't gonna find this Caucasian, pale face, blue eyes, stringy hair. You ain't gonna find it in the Bible. It ain't nowhere. Read what you got. Let's see what the prophet Job was. What color
It's
was
the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 30.
Bring that out.
My skin is black upon me.
What did Job say?
My skin is black upon me.
My skin is black upon me. That's Job. That's the prophet Job. Let's see what King Solomon. Give me the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. 1 verse 5. Songs of Solomon, 1 verse 5. Right? Let's see what color King Solomon was. Now we all know King Solomon, right? You know who King Solomon was? Okay, King Solomon, he was the king, right? He was King David's son, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
1 verse 5.
This is the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
Bring it out.
I am black, but comely.
What did King Solomon say?
I am black, but comely.
Comely means beautiful. I am black, but comely. I'm black and I'm beautiful. We go around saying I'm black and I'm proud, right? Hey, I mean, this is out of the book. Give me the book of Jeremiah.
Yeah, that's the Bible. Yeah.
Yeah, give me the book of Jeremiah 14:2. Jeremiah 14:2. Let's see what color the Jews are.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2.
Bring it out.
Judah mourneth.
Judah is in mourning. And we in the ghettos. We just brought that out earlier. We under curses. Judah is in mourning. Our people getting shot down. Our moms, the parents, the ones mourning. We used to mourning. The Caucasian ain't used to mourning. They lose a job. They ready to go find the bridge to jump off of, or they looking for a gun. Judah's in mourning because we stronger. Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
The gates refers to our leaders. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, right? We ain't got no leaders. Who's our leaders? We ain't got no leader.
LeBron James.
Read.
They are black unto the ground.
What color are the real Jews?
They are black unto the ground.
The real Jews are black unto the ground. Now, if you go into the dirt of the ground, right? What color is the dirt of the ground? Brown. The deeper you dig, the darker it gets.
Digging up some dirt
You see that? You see that? You can find some dirt, your complexion, his complexion, my complexion. You ain't gonna find no dirt that complexion. You see that, King? We out here to dumb down all lies. You see that? Right? Give me the book of Jeremiah 8:21.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 8, verse 1.
21. 21.
8 and verse 21. And it reads, for the hurt of the daughter of my people am I hurt. I am black.
What the prophet Jeremiah say?
For the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt.
For the hurt of my people, sin the slaughter of my people, I'm hurt. Read.
I am black.
I am black. Black is all through the Bible, but they got us serving a Caucasian man. What's up with that? The Messiah is black. His father's black. God is black, right? You got God is black. He got woolly hair. You got the Messiah is black. You got the Judah is black. All the tribes of Judah is black. Job is black. King Solomon is black. You see that? These are scriptures that the church don't bring out now, do they? Did they ever bring that out to you? You see that? Did you ever go to Sunday school? Yeah. You see that? Sunday school is for learning. But they won't. Why ain't they teaching us? When you come into this truth, King, and you get this real knowledge, you will see so much in here, and it'll baffle you, like, why ain't they teaching it in the church?
Yep.
Because they goes against the Most High God. That's why they take the law out of church. Keep the 10 Commandments. Because you keep the 10 Commandments, you can still do a whole lot of stuff and then come back Sunday and do Sunday worship, right? But if you following the laws, you can't do a lot of things, right? You got to be purified.
Most of your churches is ran by the government. So if you don't follow their doctrine that they teach, you're gonna get your church taken away. You see, if you go in the ghettos in the inner city, there's a church or a liquor store in every corner.
Yes.
It ain't like that in the white neighborhoods. Go to suburban neighborhoods, you can't even damn near find the bar or a liquor store.
In the book of Psalms 119, 100. 119, 100.
119, 100.
It's the book of Psalms 119, verse 100. I understand more than the ancients because I keep their precepts.
Now, I understand more than the ancients said that I had this book because I keep thy precepts, right? We're about to teach you what a precept is. Jump down to 104.
Verse 104. Through their precept I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way.
Give me Isaiah 28:10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 10. For precept must be upon precept.
This is how you read the Bible correctly.
Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Now, that means you could go to Jeremiah and find the same thing in Jeremiah and Revelation. You can go to Mark and find the same thing written in Mark and Matthew. You go to find the same thing in Genesis that you can find in Luke. That's why you see me keep jumping around, because that's how you read the Bible. That's how you get understanding. See how much understanding you got in just a little bit of hours you've been here than all the time you've been in church. You see that, King? So, now, let me touch on this. This God love everybody thing. Let's dumb that down. Let's dumb down. We out here to dumb down our lives. Do God love everybody? No? What you say? Was you taught that? Okay, so the church teach God don't love everybody.